Hello members of the McKinney Family Foundation. This is Jesse Carbonda, the director of the HEC. I want to speak to you for a few minutes to tell you about some of the fruits of your investment in the Council and tell you about our plans in the coming year. From the dunes of northwest Indiana to the Hoosier National Forest, from the Wabash River to the plains of central Indiana, our state is a place of great natural beauty. And unfortunately, though, our society isn't stewarding Indiana's resources. We have the 7th highest carbon footprint in the country. 800 bodies of water in Indiana are considered unswimmable. Nearly 900 are considered to have fish advisory warnings. We spend 40 times more on highways than we do on public transit. And dwindling open spaces. 4% of our lands publicly owned, and thousands of acres threatened by a needless, unnecessary, multi-billion-dollar highway. These challenges can seem overwhelming, but the Hoosier Environmental Council has the will and the potential, along with its partners, to make a big difference. We have made progress in 4 major areas. In the effort to shift Indiana away from coal power towards renewable energy and energy efficiency, we made major strides in the 2009 session. We passed a renewable electricity standard out of the House and the Senate. We passed a program that would expand the amount of small-scale renewable energy out of the House and the Senate. And we also passed an energy efficiency building code which will reduce significant energy waste in Indiana out of both the House and the Senate. The first 2 bills unfortunately died in the final hours of the General Assembly, and the 3rd bill was vetoed. Nevertheless, we have made more strides in advancing clean energy than ever before. We also made major inroads in improving our waterways. We helped to pass a good character CAFO bill, which would require Indiana's Department of Environmental Management to take into account the bad conduct of industrial-scale livestock operators, which may pertain to water pollution, in considering new permits for these industrial-scale livestock operators in other parts of the state. We also helped to secure passage of a law that keeps emerging new water quality rules in alignment with the Clean Water Act. We have also promoted public transit and passenger rail. We advanced a public transit bill through the Indiana House with bipartisan support. We also built support to urge Governor Daniels to make a good faith effort to seek federal funds for passenger rail in partnership with chambers of commerce and with public health groups. And finally, we made strides in protecting open spaces. In the middle of a bad economy and a tough budget year, we, along with our conservation allies, secured $1 million per year for the next 2 years in funding for the Indiana State Government's Indiana Heritage Trust Fund. Furthermore, we were able to persuade our Indiana congressional delegation to support expanded funding for the Patoka Wildlife Refuge, a very unique ecosystem of southwest Indiana. Broad-based change takes time, and HEC in fiscal 2009, which ended on June 30th, laid the foundation for greater success in making change. We have been more strategic in our approach to education. We have forged new and emerging partnerships in all of our priority areas: energy, transportation, and agriculture. We have reached broader audiences. And we've grounded our work in Indiana-focused research, from policy papers to policy briefs. our plans in fiscal year 2010, which started on July 1st. Our policy priorities include promoting global warming legislation in Congress, seeking an upgraded energy efficiency building code for both the residential and the commercial sector through the regulatory process, promoting small-scale renewable energy generation, and increased transit funding in the next session of the 2010 General Assembly. In addition, we aim to promote federal clean water legislation and state clean water legislation, along with strengthened rules to protect water quality in Indiana, particularly from industrial-scale livestock agriculture. Finally, we are committed to expanding awareness of the ecological and economic harm of building the new terrain I-69 highway, which would lead to the destruction of 3,000 acres of forests and save just 15 minutes of time compared to the alternative route. Our priorities for the next 2 years are the following. 1. To build on the progress that we've made already in this last fiscal year. 2. To find new creative ways to engage our supporters, from hosting field trips to different parts of the state where our donors get immersed in the issues that we're dealing with, to deploying new technologies that expand the number of participants in our organization, Facebook, Ning, and other dynamic social networking sites. Taking professionalism to the next level, from staff development to improved budgeting processes, and also creating a culture that is committed to funding the mission and raising the flag of HEC. That means getting everyone involved and engaged in the effort to promote awareness, membership, and funds for HEC. Finally, we'd like to be a resource for homes, businesses, and congregations, and we think that our new website, which should launch in August, would be a great hub for information for those who want to green at the local level. Our request to the Foundation: please extend funding for our 3 programs beyond our 2-year agreement. There are 5 reasons for our request. 1. That Indiana's environment is in greatly need of help, as reflected in the abysmal statistics about India's air, water, and soil quality. Secondly, the new HEC is doing something about it, as reflected in the legislative results we've talked about, but other factors as well. 3. Indiana's philanthropic community has, as a whole, underinvested in environmental groups. Compare the resources of Ohio and Indiana. Ohio, twice the size of Indiana, but 3 times as many environmental policy staff members. 4th, HEC is in the middle of a 3 to 4 year transition in its reinventing its business model. I inherited a very small number of major donors, and while I'm working very hard to expand those major donors along with our new development director, this will take time, and we need your support during this difficult transition with a bad economy and a focus on human services. Your support is crucial now. And finally, improving the environment in Indiana is a marathon, not a sprint. Capacity building is a multi-year process, particularly because of the worldview of many of our elected officials, the economic barriers to more environmental investments, and of course the strength of significant private sector lobby influence in the General Assembly. Education can overcome these issues, though. We are absolutely committed to involving all the McKinney family, as you see here in photos of Bob, Marnie, and Kevin. The parting note is that there is so much at stake. Protecting the creatures of Indiana who, if their home is destroyed, is hard to replace, if not impossible. College graduates who deserve to be working in healthy, green, and vibrant industries. Children who should not have to live in a state which has the 3rd highest toxic emissions in the country. And communities throughout Indiana who deserve to live in quality, clean environments and not next to polluting, dirty industries. Thank you for all of your support.